Hey fellow shipbuilders, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, the Voidborn. Episode 29, the Voidship expands at last. Nobody has, like, terrible toxic buildup. One of the things I could have done is I could have cleaned this area because the closest colony here are hostile to me. So dumping toxins wouldn't really matter. Because we're already on bad terms. And removing the pollution right where we sleep is going to be the most effective, I guess. So I'll do pollution removal just from our bedding areas, so that while we're asleep we don't have it climb. The other thing is, Sam the Sniper. We gotta bury you so that no one has to see your body. Dig you a shallow grave out here. While he's sick, I might as well... Oh, you know what? It's his left foot. Well, buddy, you're not going to have a left foot anymore. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Problem solved. So burying this corpse so that we can open up the gravelite panel crates without, you know, too much effort. Wow, that's quite the maze. And then Gideon should be back on his robo legs soon. I'm going to try to loot this area without getting robot murdered. I didn't spend a lot of time, and I probably won't, mining here, just because everything is making us sick. But in terms of waste, let's put our toxic... Actually, I don't care where the toxic waste goes. We'll just dump it there. So as you can see, we've cleaned up a bed. And it's gonna, like, dissolve, but we'll be gone by the time that matters. I hope. You both don't need to clean that, you know. It's going to be way more cleaning than we need. So once the anesthesia wears off, we're back in. The hospital beds and the sleeping beds are going to be safe for us to sleep in without the pollution. And I'm hoping to find something of value, but also avoid the wasp trap. Actually, that wasp trap's pretty easy to avoid because there's like a wall of ice here, blocking its line of sight. Okay, toxic buildup is climbing. Noted. Once it gets up into like the 30s range, I'll either put on suits or I'll like bail on the tile. Let's just have Rylus suit up. You're at 10%, you're 0, and you are 14%, so I'm not going to have anyone suit up just yet. I don't want to have to deal with the movement speed penalties that are incurred wearing a heavy suit, unless it's really necessary. So at some point, you get so much toxic buildup that you're slower. Alright, once Lisk is up, I'll just wake him up. We'll head on in and try to get the significant portion of the rest of the facility cleared. Come on, robot. I'm not going to necessarily stick around to try to loot everything, like package survival mills and stuff like that. I'm way more concerned with just getting out alive and unmurdered by toxic buildup. What landed there? Where did that go? Chocolate. Okay. Weird. Hey, Wastelander. Speaking of being in the wasteland, thank you for the resub. Hey, don't shoot, Lisk. At least he's not bleeding because it shot him in his bionic leg. Chocolate wouldn't be... Oh, hello. Wouldn't be a bad thing for us to acquire. For... Ouch. Morale purposes. That's the other arm. Dude can't catch a break. Come on, shooters. Oh, damn it. Sad wander while you're in a dangerous facility. That's great. Frickin' geniuses. And they shot his finger off. Okie dokie. It's just like that sometimes. The loot I'm gonna get from this area is just not gonna be worth it. Is it? Forget wasp traps. Alright. At least he's in a full suit, so as he's like wandering, he's not getting like super sick. Okay, that's just about everything. It's only this hallway I haven't explored. But I can't imagine that there's going to be like a hell of a lot of stuff back here. Yep, that's it. The only worry that I have is that he wanders somewhere Super Dom being into illness. Or into gunfire or something like that. So, hopefully we can launch soon, because there's really no other reason for me to be here. So, Rylus, stop wandering. I know there's chem fuel in these boxes, but they're just not worth going for. I don't want to have to mess with hunter traps and wasp traps. I mean, there's no point in that. So Rylus is back on the ship. The problem is he's one of our pilots, so if we launched without him, we would have a much lower quality. So I think it's probably still worth waiting for him. Anyway. And yeah, he can get a shiny new arm, exactly. So there's at least that. So with the facility done, I will have Lisk fire up the... Let's stop bed resting. Fire up the smelter again, and we'll end up with some lovely bionics as a result of this nonsense. Icy and Gideon are getting the chocolate, and then we'll be out of here. So, polling still is broken. I think what I want to do is head somewhere warm, where we can do a bit of a ship redesign. So somewhere warm with, like, steel, which is not a big ask. So the current priority is refuel and expand the ship. So we have 1,000 tiles to play with, and I'm only using 665 of them. And that should allow us to get a shuttle bay and a bigger freezer and maybe better bedrooms. I don't know exactly, but that's the idea. So let's get out of here before the pollution gets worse. I'd like to not be too far from the ancient stockpile. So maybe somewhere in this boreal forest, but this boreal forest seems to be somewhat... No, actually, the pollution's not so bad. So let's see. Geothermal. sunny. Decreased plant life, high geothermal. And really any of these boreal forest tiles, I guess. None of them really look better than one another. They're all about the same. So, as far west in it as possible to get pretty close to that grav core. Oh, nope, it has a smog risk. Alright, let's try this again. I don't want to have to deal with smog if we can help it. So what is... I don't think there's a... Nearby pollution is the lowest here. So it has a smog risk, but it's like very small smog risk. I'll go here so I don't have to deal with the river. So smog once every 191 days, which is like 3 years, is fine. And the virus slickers are angry that we dumped toxic waste, but we're already negative 100 with them, so like, who cares? We're likely going to need steel for the ship redesign, but let's see what other materials are here. No plasteel. But yes, uranium. So parking somewhere between the steel and the uranium, probably closer to the steel, would be ideal. So let's park like this. And there's plenty of trees to cut down for chem fuel, so that's no problem at all. All right. Of course, Lisk is going to be busy making a arm first. And as you can see, we didn't bring any of the pollution with us. We left it on the last map tile. It doesn't follow us like that. Okay. As far as designs go, I think I wouldn't mind... So keeping the designs roughly similar to where they are, I think this is what I'm going to do. We're going to expand the kitchen to be more like this for more room, moving the bedrooms, but having a space around them, a pathable space around them, so that the dining and bedrooms don't have to move much at all. I might change the location of the chimney, so the door to the kitchen is here. So it's just very easy to get food. So that's one potential change. And then the bedrooms will be pushed out this way. On both sides. So that the front of the ship is getting a little bit wider to accommodate nicer bedrooms, and then maybe on this side a slightly larger crafting room, so that these tool benches aren't, you know, pointless. After that, the shuttle bay is going to go... So this will get nudged up this way, meaning that all of the storage here gets removed. So I'll probably even pull the kitchen further up, because none of these shelves are going to be here. They're going to be removed from the equation. Meaning that the shuttle bay can be around here, and then these shields moved maybe on the wings, which will still cover the full ship. But if we put shields like here and here, they'll still cover the turrets and the rest of the ship. Something like that is at least the concept. And we'll rough out the finer details as we expand. So let's go ahead and create said wings. So all of that is another 123 tiles, which is no problem at all. We can afford it, right? It's not close to our max. And then the engines themselves, I think what I'll do is, well, I'll deal with that in a minute. Maybe I'll put them there. Oh, Rylus, where did your bandolier go? Did he take it off? I don't recall removing it. I don't see any ancient dangers on this map tile. Yeah, so it's a pretty basic map tile. No complaints. There's still stuff to hunt, which is nice. Alright, this is going to be pretty messy, this next part, but I intended to get rid of all the shelving up here. And then I'll keep the marble shelving and move the marble shelving down around this area. I don't think the installed infrastructure here is going to stay, meaning I'm likely to destroy the ChemGen and the biorefinery. So before we destroy the biorefinery, making sure that we get plenty of wood for chem fuel before we nix it. Oh, he took it off for the armor. That's right. Yeah, duh. I don't... Brain is a little slow. Incorporating the uranium is going to be really nice into the walls. So maybe what I'll do, because I have 60 dyes, is I won't add walls to this until we can make it out of uranium. To have an entire, the new section be entirely uranium shelled would be nice. I am, however, I think completely out of steel. So if there are ruins that are made of steel, that'd be great. Oh, Jade peeking through there. Yeah, there's not a lot of steel out here. Unless I want to, like, smash debris and smelt it. I'm low on components too. That I know. So Lisk, let's go ahead and stop chopping stuff so that you can help with the steel shortage. Meaning Gideon, lighten up the area. I'm actually going to nix that idea for that. I think there's going to be a better spot. Let's forbid this so that we can batch the destruction rather than, like, piecemeal it, which is annoying. And we're so low on steel that I think we're not even getting the bionic arm. Yeah. Luckily, there's a lot to mine. And I think Rylus has a work drive. So once Lisk is up, I'll work drive him so he mines faster. That should help a lot. And there's lots of compacted machinery for him to mine up as well once we get the steel. Oh, something died. Oh, hunting. Yeah, our elk hunting. So the grav power cells. Where can these go? I guess I'll stick them here for now. That'll work. Just kind of out of the way. And then we have this extender, which doesn't have to stay there, but as long as it's connected to the core, that's fine. Authority caps for stuff I don't really care about. I'll consider it on the back burner. I wouldn't mind the uranium and the anti-grain warhead. That's kind of nice. But I don't really have time to do that. Like, I've got other things I'd rather work towards. Rylus, work drive your buddy. Gideon should be 14 soon, or 18 soon. No, not that soon. He's closing in on it though, and that will allow him to be able to work like as a full adult, which will be nice. So those shelves up there are going to be put down here once there's a little bit more room. I think I'm actually going to pull up the chem gens and commit to moving stuff in this void. So we're not organizing back there. It's gonna make a big mess, I know. So if I install the shield gens here, they still cover the turrets on the front of the ship. So I can fire them up and have both shields on either side. That'd be nice. And then what I was thinking is having, I'm not sure how to make the entryway though. Thinking about that. If the well, maybe I'll put the shields here once the bedrooms move. That makes more sense. So for now, I'll leave the shields where they were. And once I have new zones for the bedrooms, I can put them where the old bedrooms are so they better cover the center of the ship for more complete coverage. It's just hard to visualize while everything's in flux. And here's the arm. So Rylus, you're getting a bionic right. Because you lost one finger. El Prismo, thank you for the resub. No, she also leveled up in medical. That's great. Alright, I don't think there's any fabrication I want to do for now. I'd rather do mining with the work drive that we got so that we can get more of this update done. Hey, Raw. Everything goes pretty well. No major complaints. Things are going mostly smooth. Haven't been murdered by mechs. That's the important part. So our chem tanks are pretty sad. We definitely want to, once we do some mining with Lisk, we're going to want to cut down a whole lot more trees. But we only need a little bit more steel, like 1 or 2 more nodes of steel, to be able to finish the Gravlite panels that we have queued. God, everything's messy. Okay. I wanted to compress the dining table. And then the idea here is to... We could put the fuel optimizers and like pilot assistants up there. So for now, I think, Gideon, I'm going to have you high priority haul just to tidy up what we got. And I know a lot of it's going to end up on the floor down here, but it's just, so be it. And that is probably enough steel for a bit, and we'll go to uranium. I am sitting on a little bit of a little bit of components, so that's not much of a problem. So again, the idea is the freezer is going to be like vac barrier here, let's say, with the coolers for the ship. So I might as well just like rip off the band-aid and destroy all of this, because it's all going to need to go for us to get a redesign. The problem is I don't have a good place for the bedrooms. I do intend to move the bedrooms. So I think what I might end up doing is put everyone temporarily into... like, put them into temporary bedrooms so that I can move things around more freely. Because the research room isn't really changing. And then, ooh, ice is melting. That's going to look interesting. The cryptosleep casket is like a different matter. Maybe I'll put the casket back here. It's weird, but it'll work. Let's do it like this. Come on. Because Baby Roy is like where bedrooms are, and those bedrooms are going to have to be removed. It looks like we need more steel for the kitchen redesign. So for now, while everything's in flux, leave that alone. But I know that that's going to end up changing soon. That's probably enough uranium at the moment. Okay. I'm going to move Baby Roy because this spot is going to have to be changed, which means we need at least one advanced component coming out of the fabrication bench. That's not where the chimney's going. Why did I build that way? Shoot. The chimney will be back here. Let's get rid of that. This is going to have to be airtight grav hull instead. And this will probably want to be sterile too. So, the new dimensions of our kitchen is going to be bigger. Once it gets down here, we'll go fanning it out so that we have more storage. But we need more steel for that. I hope the storyteller like lets me do some of this, because you know, it's... I could definitely see a situation where they like throw raid at me. So all we need is one advanced component, and that's a small ask for a list to manufacture. So I think I'm happy with the sort of wing designs here. I don't know about how the entrances will be. So maybe what I'll do is, before we go any further, we'll have a... This will be a bedroom. And this can be a bedroom. I was originally thinking of this being a like an extended fabrication, but I'm not sure I want to stick with that concept. Actually, changing it once again. So I think what I'll do is move this here, where I put the multi-analyzer in this area, freeing up more bookshelves, because we're almost out of bookshelf space. So more bookshelves would be nice. Meaning that this can be a bedroom of sorts. And then this is another bedroom. And then if this is a bedroom, if this comes all the way down here, we can have a door to this bedroom, so this can be more luxurious. The idea from a big picture is I wanted our colonists to have nicer bedrooms and nicer facilities because we've been having like mood risks, and I don't need to live with the mood risks. So that was the sort of grand concept. We do have one ascetic, yes. Rylus is an ascetic. The problem, so Rylus can be stuck, like, just about anywhere. But for everyone, actually, to that point, Rylus wouldn't even mind being in here. And then this can be Gideon's, for now. And I won't interrupt their party. So if we end up having the shield gens, I could even have them like here and opposite there. That will work. Oh, and an exotic goods trader coming in. So Baby Roy is ready to be moved, and I think Icy would want to do that herself. Carry Roy. To the casket. Okay. So, doors into the ship. I think what I'll do is have it be laid out like this, where we have a door and a door coming in like this. It's going to be slightly harder to, like, park decently, then backed by a back barrier like that. A little odd, but I think it works. And then square it up here. And there. That's like a decent enough compromise. Alright, Lisk. Time to talk to them. Ooh, I see some Starjacks. I'll sell the Gao Seed. Sell the jelly. Sell the meals. We're doing fine on food. Ageless and delicate. That's not helpful. I would buy the Archive Capsule, but we don't really have a means to make that useful to us just yet. I'm actually going to get rid of the Orbital Mech Cluster Targeter. It's just a weird thing to hold on to. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Ooh, and we found yet another Grab Core. So it looks like uranium is the bottleneck at the moment, so I'll continue mining uranium instead of steel. And Lisk, you're going to turn off the fab bench. We don't need a fab at the moment. So you can see how the kitchen can grow once these can be broken down. So I'm waiting on the new entryways to get finished, and then we'll have more room for expansions. And I'm not going to bother with zoning until we got more of this done. It's funny that everyone has like decent bedrooms, even though I nuked all the bedrooms. So there's an orbital platform here? Wow, that's not that close. Alright, that's the left. And then we're just waiting on the right. So it looks like components. If that's the case, once we're done mining up the remaining uranium, I'll go for compacted machinery on the map tile. It's going to be faster than having to machine her up from scratch. So, technically this is airtight, meaning we can break this stuff down. And Lisk is almost done with all the uranium. And we have a lot more room to play with. I'm not even close to my tile max yet. We still have, like, plenty of wiggle room. Hundreds of extra tiles. But it's already looking much more spacious. I don't intend to, I want to have, like, a really small, compressed ship design anyway. Even if we don't require it. Another thing that would be that good is if we start getting more marble blocks, but I'm going to put the stone cutter like right there instead. Just because it'll have a much better work speed factor. Let's put a light here and a light here. Okay, spots for these shield jennies. So before we do the shield gens, I know this looks super weird, but the kitchen is going to be here and then flare out for more room. And then we'll have in the back of it, it will be chimneyed. So, the biofuel refinery, how are we doing on fuel? Not great, but we'll build a new one. The biofuel refinery is going to be removed, and then we'll have a shield gen, maybe, here, right at the entryway, and here. And I can just use this void to stick like batteries in there. That'll work. And we'll clean up all the cabling and everything, but that's lower priority. Rylus, yeah, actually, just keep doing the... So, the kitchen is not changing too much. And we're going to want to quickly modify the chimney so that we don't have, So, before we actually destroy this stuff, I probably want to get a stockpile of steel so that we can freeze the new food fast. Because if I break that down right now, food could spoil, and I don't really want it spoiled. But yeah, the double the shields is kind of nice. And, fortunately, both shields cover the entire ship. Right? Like, Venn diagram-wise. So, could not have planned for that better. The power network is all sorts of mess, but we'll fix that. So, to the bedrooms. If we end up putting, that's a pretty nice bedroom. Have a door here. That might be too big. We do like a door and a vent. That's one bedroom, and then I can do something on the other side. Neglecting our fab room. And then the third bedroom doesn't even need to be nice because it's an aesthetic bedroom. I could even keep it here until we need the jammer. That works for me. And just to make it symmetrical, I can stick the tool benches in there, and then both bedrooms are the same. I like it. So Lisk, you need to mine up some more steel. Quest. I'm too busy. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Odyssey, The Voidborn, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Starjacks.